Mr. Barley, what are we going to learn today?
Hello and welcome back to my classroom. Today we are going to focus on the editing process with kernel writing. Last week and yesterday, you were able to write some amazing memory reflections. If you haven't written it yet, now's the time to do so because we are entering the editing process. With the editing process, what we want to do is we want to look at capitalization, periods, proper punctuation throughout the sentence. We want to make sure that we have deep detail. If we haven't added sound and movement, we want to make sure that we've added those elements so that by the end of this week, we have a well-written piece. At this time, you are going to see as I take my writing through the editing process. Last week and yesterday, you should have completed your kernel writing. Notice how mine is complete. We're now going to be able to go through and add detail. Now, on my first day, I didn't really write a lot of movement. You may have also not written a lot of movement in your days, or maybe you didn't write anything at all. So this is now starting the editing process. Now, if you didn't write anything, it's going to take a little bit more work, but you can still do it and make your paper great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this same sentence, but I'm going to go back and I'm going to add detail to it. I'm going to add sound and movement because that's really what we're looking for, not boring sentences short like this. So this sentence says, it was a bright sunny day in London, England. So we want to make sure first that it has that period. But we also want to see, how can we add movement and sound? It was a bright sunny day in London, England. Okay, so where you were. If you want to add to it, it might look something like this. The city of London is full of people from all around the world. You will often see street performers playing guitar, dancing, or doing magic shows. So that type of sentence shows you that you can add to it. You can add to it. If you wanted to make it completely different, you might take your sentence off and write something like this. My memory reflection takes place in London, England. I decided to choose this as my memory reflection because I loved the beautiful city and the accents of the locals. Then you could add this extra sentence at the end of it. Notice how I have a period here, capital letters here. So what you want to do today is you want to add that movement and sound if you have it, but mostly you're focusing on adding the capital letters and your periods. Ask a parent for help if you don't know how to do it. They'll be glad to help. They're your teacher at home, a great resource.